Sorry, we're back. Brew, should title contenders pursue Kyrie this offseason?
Y'all know how much I love Kyrie. But no, I mean, with a few exceptions, no. Okay, here's a few exceptions. If I'm the Lakers, I think the Lakers is the king because of LeBron James's presence. Okay? I think Kyrie will respect him enough to fit in. Okay? But if I'm the Lakers, I've said it before, I'm not giving up Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura and my depth just to get Kyrie. So if he's going to have to sacrifice. If he wants to come in for the $30 million, unless they can do a sign and trade with the Mavericks, then I'll take him. If he can come in and fit into that slot. Other contenders that I would consider looking at him. Phoenix.
With Kate.
And here's why. And Philadelphia. Now,
I mean,
this is what I mean. This is the caveat. 1 year deal, Kyrie.
No.
And team option for the second year. Kyrie, like that video about I haven't made my decision. Yes, of course, it's up to him, but it's also up to the market. And I don't think there's going to be this huge market for Kyrie. And Dallas has to understand that. Like, I just cannot give Kyrie 3 years guaranteed max money the Mavericks might do.
Bro.
Who knows what in the world can happen? So again, if I can get him with caveats, the Lakers in their cap room, Phoenix or Philly,
I do not think Kyrie Irving makes sense for any contender in the league that realistically could get him. So, let's go through it. We could do it quickly. Would you add Kyrie Irving to the Milwaukee Bucks?
No.
Of course not. Would you add him to Boston? Oh, we tried that and he stomped on the leprechaun's face. So I don't think that's going to happen. We'll deal with it. He did. He stomped on poor Lucky. That was much like I've never liked Jokic more than when he shoved Ishbia. I've never liked Kyrie more than when he stomped on the leprechaun. But set that aside. Let's deal with Philly in a moment because you mentioned that. All right. Cleveland, they're full-on guards, right? The Knicks, give them credit. No, they already have a small guard. Doesn't make sense. The Heat,
go ahead. Let me comment on that.
To me, the Heat are going through a proof of concept with the opposite of Kyrie Irving, right? The underrated, undrafted, scrappy, tough, buy into the program, culture, defensive-minded guys. Bringing in Kyrie Irving does not, in my opinion, make a lot of sense there. And we can go west in a moment.
Yeah, quickly, I agree with you. They could use the talent infusion. Because then they become, look, they're obviously a contender as it is. They could use the talent infusion. But I think Kyrie, I just think he and that Heat culture, it would get crazy.
Of course.
It would get crazy.
So now we're out of the contenders in the Eastern Conference. And again, I'll come back to Philly. Out west. Denver, of course not, right? Memphis, can they? No, that doesn't make sense. You said Phoenix. Phoenix, KD does not want to sign up for Kyrie Irving experience again. There is no chance he wants to sign up for the Kyrie.
I don't know that.
You don't know that?
Do you? For sure? That's fair speculation, but do you know that for sure?
No, I have not talked to Kevin Durant about
on a one-year deal, a prove-it deal. And he might not take that, but that's the only way I do it if I'm Phoenix.
It would be shocking.
It would be shocking.
The leverage is great.
No.
If Dallas just put its foot down.
No. I think he's saying it'd be shocking if Durant signed up for that.
Reunited with Kyrie?
The Clippers, he would literally have to take the league minimum. So the Clippers, I actually think, because
sign and trade possibility.
I guess if you're trade, but I don't think the Clippers are a realistic piece there. Okay. The Lakers, I do not want them, and I know we'll talk about the Lakers in a moment, make the same mistake they made on the Russ thing.
But Russ was a just stylistic bad fit.
But
Kyrie's not that.
Here's why Kyrie's a bad fit for any contender. He's not a winning player. Last two years, he's 46 and 47. Has he had good teammates? He's played with Kevin Durant and Luka Doncic. Last 2 years, he's won 0 playoff games. He has not played in a meaningful playoff game past round 1 in 7 years. He's at
Can I comment on that,
31,
though?
of course. At 31 years old, Brew, you are who you are. He's 31.
Agreed. Here's the thing, though. Kyrie cannot be the number one. In Boston, he was the number one guy. And in these other teams, look, part of Kyrie's problem is he's going to think he's better than everybody. He's going to think he's the best player on your team. I bet you he thinks he's better than Luka. He thought he was better than LeBron, but LeBron had a strong enough personality and game to show him, no, you're not. But who else does? He had no lead. Kevin Durant is not a leader. And that Luka, at this young age, I don't know that he's a leader. That's the difference. Kyrie has to go somewhere where he's the number two, and he knows he's the number two. And I think that would be the case with the Lakers. I agree. Him as your guy, you ain't winning nothing.
If you were a GM on the fence, like maybe we're going to sign Kyrie, maybe we're not. Of course, he hit that big shot, won a championship.
Yes.
Don't you think that the way that the Dallas season went from, were they the 4 seed?
They were the 4 seed when they
to
made the
tanking
trade.
And benching guys? Isn't that doesn't that piece of evidence weigh more heavily on you
Yes.
than, wow, he's a big-time guy, he's a champion?
Which is why I'm like, if I'm a team outside of Dallas, I'm like a 1-year deal. Prove it, behave well, play well, and then maybe we'll talk about a longer deal.
I know we're moving on just because I said we'd get to Philly. Philly is an interesting one because Daryl, for good or for bad, has always been a give me the talent, I'll deal with the rest. So I could see Philly being a team that if
Harden's gone, bring in Kyrie.
it's something like that. And so
they need a closer because it ain't Embiid.
It's not Embiid. The issue is would that stunt Maxi's growth. And which to me would be a concern because Maxey, I think, is not just because clutch client, diamond more than a diamond in the rough. I think he's a future all-star level player, not next year, but at some point.
So if Kyrie's not going to a contender, then where's he going?
That's the point. That's my point.
The bad teams with cap space, it doesn't make sense.
I think they run it back with Dallas, which is not what
they should be smart though.
I don't
1 or 2 year deal.
Yeah,
If I'm Kyrie, I'm not taking him.
Where's he going?
I don't know. I'm not
that's
taking a 1-year deal.
If I'm Dallas, this is what I do. I let Kyrie test the market a la Lamar Jackson. Go out there and see what you want. See what you can get. And we'll see if he gets a long-term deal, I might say we'll work out. Well, you sign and trade. He can only the teams that contend.
Yeah, they would have to do that.
He'd have to do a sign trade, so he has to come back to Dallas. If Kyrie can't get a long-term deal elsewhere, why am I giving it to him if I'm the Mavericks?
All right, we'll spend a few minutes on this one. Kyrie did attend 2 Lakers playoff games. Just as a fan, nothing to see here, just checking things out. No need to speculate that just because he still has his handshake memorized with LeBron, that he's not going to the Lakers. But if it did happen,
yeah.
Nick, I feel like I know the answer to this question. Could LeBron win another title with Kyrie?
On 2K, yes. In real life, I don't think it makes any sense. The Lakers have had 2 highly successful, 2.5 highly successful seasons with LeBron and AD. Because I think the title defense was a success until everyone got hurt. They were the 1 seed. When LeBron got hurt, then AD also got hurt. What was the model? LeBron, AD, young guys, good at defense. Depth. They tried the 3rd star. Now, I agree with you. Russ and Kyrie stylistically are very different players, of course.
Stylistically, Kyrie fits.
Stylistically, he fits, but he is just from an availability standpoint on the same part of the spectrum of LeBron and AD. LeBron because he's 20 years in, AD because that's who he's been in his career. So you're going to have a guy who's unreliable health-wise, who is not good defensively, who will add a maelstrom to your locker room potentially, intentionally or unintentionally. And that to me is just not worth it.
Here's the thing though, and you mentioned the title defense year when they got hurt. At that point, LeBron still was a closer.
Yeah.
All right. Is he that anymore? Like I said, against Denver, they lacked a guy they could give the ball to and say, create something and shoot it. Austin can close, but I don't think you're going to him as your closer.
Of course.
Right. So Kyrie could be their Jamal Murray. if you will. And that's where I think he would fit. They need a closer like that. So I'm not saying they definitely would win a ring, but yes, could win a ring.
And I think
absolutely.
LeBron's got to be their closer, but I think the only way he can do that is if he's not playing 40 minutes a game. I think it's got to be that LeBron is, like I said the other day, more on the Tim Duncan path of you're playing 32 minutes and 8 of them are the final 8 minutes of the game. Do we have enough depth to survive the first 3 quarters where you're only playing half the time? Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.